If you're one of the people that's freaking out or getting anxious about the When We Were Young festival, give this video a watch because I might be able to put your mind at ease. So I've been watching a lot of TikToks and I've been reading a lot of tweets about so many red flags regarding this festival, including the fact that so many acts have to perform within one day. Acts possibly not knowing that they were signed up for this, the fact that it's presented by Live Nation, tickets not being refundable, and people worried about a repeat of Astroworld. This is not the first festival presented by Live Nation of this type, of this magnitude, compressed within one day. And I'm going to give you two examples of this exact same festival format being applied. One has already happened, and one is going to happen before When We Were Young. The first festival was Once Upon a Time in LA Fest, which is a more hip-hop centric festival. It happened in December already, and it had over 60 acts, just like When We Were Young. And the second one is the Lovers and Friends Festival, which is happening in the exact same location with a similar amount of acts, like 50 plus, same structure. But if you look at their websites, they're all identical. They're all presented by Live Nation. We can learn a few things about what might happen with When We Were Young based on what has already happened with these two festivals. First thing we're going to address is the set times. How can you compress so many different acts within one day? Well, Once Upon a Time in LA has already shown us how they did it. So here's the final schedule for Once Upon a Time in LA. And you'll notice that they use 3 stages, they compress a lot of acts within each stage, and the timings of these acts seem really close together. And so the question is, how do you manage to have back-to-back acts without having to worry about tear down and setup time? Well, I found a vlog of someone who attended the Once Upon a Time LA festival, and the vlogger in question specifically addressed this. Basically, what organizers used is they used a dual stage setup. So one half of the stage is used to set up the next act, so you can put your gear up, you can sound check, all that stuff. And the other half of the stage is used for the live show, so that's what the audience is seeing. And when it comes time to switch acts, the stage rotates, so that way it reduces all of that time for setup. So you can see that it is somewhat feasible to make this work. And the fact that this show actually already happened, that's a good thing. Now, the second thing to address, and that's the fact that this is in one day. Once Upon a Time in LA still happened during one day, but because the demands for tickets for the Lovers and Friends Festival, organizers ended up adding a second day for people to come attend. And from the looks of it, it looks like the second day's schedule is exactly the same as the first. So it's not that they're splitting the acts across 2 days, it's that they're giving audiences a chance to see the show either on day 1 or day 2. Okay, so non-refundable tickets are not a completely foreign concept when it comes to large-scale events, festivals, concerts, things like that. But the important thing is to read the terms and conditions of the people supplying the tickets. And in this case, the ticket supplier is Frontgate Tickets. Now let's look at the terms and conditions. Occasionally, concerts are canceled or postponed. Should this occur, we will attempt to contact you to inform you of a refund or exchange procedure for that concert. So for people who are worried about local government restrictions shutting down the show, or the organizers deciding to shut it down themselves, or for whatever reason this turns into a Fyre Fest and nothing happens, their terms and conditions do provide a means for you to get a refund, and that's when they reach out to you. Now, Live Nation, everyone understands, might not have the best reputation right now, but it's very important to know that Live Nation was not the sole organizers for Astroworld, and in fact, Live Nation is usually behind the scenes of most concerts around the country. Many, so many festivals, so many concerts, even comedy shows and things that are not just music related. You should be thinking of Live Nation as an executive producer of a movie. It's not that they're the director, they're not the one writing the script, they're not the one shooting the film, but they are the ones funding the project, they are the ones promoting the project. And in some cases, they're leveraging their power to make things happen behind the scenes. Also, Live Nation owns Ticketmaster, and Ticketmaster is one of the 2 major companies when it comes to event ticketing. So there's really just no escaping Live Nation or Ticketmaster. One example that people kept bringing up in the comments is the All American Rejects. Specifically, they saw the statement, apparently, we're playing with all the bands, and then they would tag the We Were Young Festival account. That exact statement is copied across Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So that is a very concerted social media marketing effort. That's not one of the band members saying like, what's going on? I didn't know we were part of this. Because if it was a comment like that, if it was a question or was a concern, the exact same phrasing wouldn't be used across different social media. Also, you wouldn't have the We Were Young Festival account replying with black hearts. And then to further add evidence to this, Dark Operative, which is a brand that's printing the special repress of Move Along and works really closely with the band, and it's one of these 6 accounts that the band is following on Instagram. They also made a post about the We Were Young Festival, and they're talking about how exciting it is for them to be able to announce a new show. With that being said, it is not out of the realm of possibility for Live Nation or the event organizers to be reaching out and working with the management for a lot of these bands, and for the management to sign contracts without the bands fully being made aware. For an event with over 60 acts, and especially the bands that are probably going to be opening in the earlier part of the day, they're not high on the priority list for having every single person signed on and aware and ready to go with their PR push. I'd say most of that effort was put on My Chemical Romance and Paramore. This video is getting a little long, so if you want to talk about why certain business decisions were made, my experience working with a concert venue, all like a few other things that maybe can provide detail around all this, feel free to ask. But if any of your friends are also feeling anxious about this, share them this video. Things will be okay. I hope.